Welcome back to another episode of Hoop Story Podcast, where we put basketball in proper perspective. Diddy Knows Ball. I'm here with Ray. I'm here with Chris. Yeah, since last time we spoke, Mavericks done lost the game and done won the game. Celtics are up 3-1. Game 5 is tonight. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, I'm out. I'm out on the series. I'm ready to move on to other things, talk about other things. But people like Chris still have a little hope, and he wanted them to drag it out to 7. So just give me your pitch, man. What's going on? Why do you think the Mavericks could take it to 7 if they can? Why shouldn't the Celtics end it tonight, bro?
I mean, the Celtics should end it tonight. I don't know if they will. I want a game 7 because don't we all want a game 7 in the finals? If we got three more really good basketball games, you wouldn't take that over just a nice 5-1. Everybody complaining, this is the most boring series ever. And then you over here saying like no game 7 would be worth it. You want it to end now? Why not have a good series? Why not see
It wasn't
more great basketball?
How is it good,
and
bro?
have it go
You
to
started down 0-3. The series is over at that point. They gotta win one more game.
No, the series is over
So
when
it's
they get
like
4 wins.
you can
The
drag
series
it
is
out to
over
6.
when it's
You can
4
drag
wins.
it
Why
out
they
to
playing these
7.
games is it's over. I didn't even.
If the
I'm not
Mavericks
saying
don't
that
have a chance
they're
to win a
guaranteed to win
series,
it.
there's no point in dragging it out. That's my whole perspective. I'm saying for them, of course, you keep fighting until you know what I'm saying, until it's over. But for us, we don't have to be fake like that. It's over. It's
So
over.
Boston. So you telling all them Boston fans last year against the Miami Heat that them hoping and
You keep
wishing and
bringing
then
that
getting
up
to a
like
game
they
7 wasn't
won.
worth it. I
They
ain't bringing up
drug
like they
it
won.
out to 7 and lost.
And then what
There's
happened in that
nobody
game
in the
7?
history of the game that's ever came back down 0-3. So that
So it's
means if
so it's
you
just
take it
not
to
possible.
6, you take it to 7, you're just dragging the series out and making people cover this shit for no reason, bro.
So in your opinion, it's just not possible.
It's not possible. What's possible? Like getting to a game 7, that's possible. But for them to win the series is which the only thing that really matters. It's not
So
possible.
you saying if it gets to a game 7, I mean, I don't want to play this if game. I would talk about the game 7 if it happens. I don't even know if it'll. I need to see the first quarter of tonight. If the Mavericks win tonight, it will go to 7. If the Mavericks
Right.
don't win tonight, obviously it's over. But
Right. Honest opinion. Do you want this series to be over, or do you feel like if it goes further, it's being dragged out?
I ain't got no dog in this fight, but I think Boston gonna end it tonight.
But you think if the Mavericks win, you gonna be like, man, they just dragging this out, or it's gonna be, oh, Mavericks could take this to the
If
distance.
Mavericks went tonight, that's gonna shake Boston a little bit. Because then win a game 4, it's like, okay, yeah, it's expected. Y'all want to win on y'all home court. But if y'all don't finish the job tonight on y'all home court, it's gonna get spooky a little bit.
that's all I'm saying. I
It
didn't
it
get
is
around.
hard.
I
It's
wasn't jumping
hard.
crazy.
That's why
Yeah.
the hardest things to do in the playoffs is to sweep a team. We really just went 4 straight. Like, it's hard to be in that predicament when you down 0-3. It's easy to win 3, but it's hard to win that 4th one. It's just like when you're trying to sweep somebody, it's hard to get a full sweep. Sometimes you see teams out here sweeping people, we laugh about it because it's like, bro, you have no business letting the team beat you 4 times in a row.
Yeah, facts. I think that's what game 4. Let's talk about game 4 for a second. I think that's what game 4 was. You not gonna say y'all swept us. And I think they fought like a team that was down to their last leg. They had everything in the game, nothing to lose. Boston came out a little iffy. The 4 best players for Boston went 13 for 40 from the field. So I think that's 33%. And then they went 7 for 26 from 3. That's 32%. So I mean, they shot terribly. Mavericks guys had it going. Luka played great. I think Kyrie had his moments. It just, even some of the role players was good. I just don't think they can replicate that in Game 5. I think Game 4 was an anomaly back against the ropes. We got to get this to prevent getting swept, and we at home. So I don't know, bro. And then I think Porzingis coming back Game 5. I think Game 4 was an anomaly. Y'all think Game 4 can be replicated?
Ain't nobody worried about no one leg Porzingis, man. I really hope I don't come bite them
I was
words.
just gonna say you ain't say that Game 1.
But the Mavericks win, it's not going to be necessarily the same way. You're going to have some role players contributing, not all of them like they were in the last one, but you're going to have more of Luka and Kyrie doing their thing and, taking more of the scoring load. And then you'll have a couple of role players coming along, not all of them.
Yeah.
This gonna be. I mean, this will be a first if Kyrie do come out there and play good in Boston because shoot, he ain't had a good performance in Boston like and I don't know how long.
Yeah.
I this shit over with, bro. And I even if they win, even if the Mavericks win tonight, eventually it's gonna be over with. Boston got too many chances to
It's just
win. That's what
it's
it comes down
also
to.
it's crazy to me because when literally we just seen this last series when Minnesota's in this situation, nobody was saying Minnesota about to take them to 7 now. Nobody was saying it.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden since the Mavericks, man, I just feel like we gonna do it. No.
I need to see them win this one before I say it goes to 7. That's why I didn't go jumping crazy after they win Game 4. I figured, they probably, if there was one they was going to win, it was probably Game 4 guaranteed. Now, if they win Game 5, I just might be jumping around talking about a Game 7.
I wouldn't blame you as a fan, but realistically speaking, that's bull. But I will say this: after Game 4, the Mavericks have scored more total points in the series than Boston has. I guess you can do with that as you will. It really don't mean nothing, but it is. I really
Okay.
think it'll be over with,
I got another stat for you, DJ, since you want to talk about no team has ever come back from 3-0 or down 0-3. No team has won a finals after getting beaten by 38 plus points. So what you got to say about that?
Now, how many of them teams was up 3-0?
Well, hold on a second. Who came up with the stat 38 plus? Because I've seen teams still win a series after losing by 30 plus. Because the Lakers did it back in the 80s against Boston when they got embarrassed in Game 1.
Y'all just finding the craziest stats.
Cherry picking them stats.
Well, no,
man.
I'm saying, how you gonna just make 38 this? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We seen teams lose by 30 and still win a series, but now it's got to be 38, so the cutoff can happen.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this question because this go come out after Game 5 anyway, which is so it's kind of like don't want to spend too much time on it. So I did want to just get to the broader scheme of things, especially on the Dallas side. When you look at Dallas run throughout these playoffs, would you consider it an overachievement? Did they peak at the right time? How do you view Dallas run now in terms of making it through the finals, making it through the tough Western Conference? Can this be replicated? And what would your expectations be going forward for the Mavericks? I think they peaked. They'll never be able to get no higher than this. That's just me. With this current roster and how it's constructed, unless it's internal development going on, Derek Lively, Hardy, Josh Green, they get better in reasonable ways. I don't think this could be replicated. I think finals.
I want PJ and Derrick Jones Jr. to work on that game some more. Like, don't just stop with those 3 guys. I want everybody who's getting a valuable portion of minutes in this playoff run or going on into the future. I want all them to be working on that game. I believe that PJ still has another gear that he hasn't unlocked. I think him being in Charlotte probably just made him be complacent with, okay, this is just where I'm gonna be for most of my career. So, we're not gonna really win much. My best player on my team always hurt. This is just what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be on a bad team my whole career. So he
What would
kind of
that
just got
next gear be
complacent.
though, Ray?
a more
with PJ.
consistent knockdown shooter, a more versatile wing defender who can also sometimes guard the post. I feel like he can also be another ball handler on the court. He don't have to be another shot creator per se, but he just need to be another ball handler on the court at times when Luka or Kyrie go take their rest and they need an extra guy out there that because I mean Hardy could be another ball handler, but they also sometimes it's just good to have a big wing who can handle the ball. Not so much as a Scottie Pippen type, but just somebody who can they can take care of the ball, they can pass the ball pretty good, and they can just make plays for themselves at times. So I feel like he still got stuff that he can add offensively and defensively to the Mavericks roster, Mavericks team.
Chris, because Ray saying PJ, which is kind of surprising. So I kind of think Derrick Jones Jr. He is what he is. He ain't getting no better. Like he probably can get develop more IQ, but in terms of actually being a better player, no, he is what he is. PJ, I like that a little bit more. Chris, what are your thoughts on Mavericks getting better internally?
I agree with you. I agree with what Ray said 100%. PJ will be taking that next step for us next season. Also, yeah, like you said, DJ, some of the young guys you're gonna have to develop. Lively, he'll get better. He'll probably be a starter from day one next season. We have Omax Prosper. He'll probably be in the rotation a little bit more as he continues to develop. Hardy will be probably taking Tim Hardaway Jr.'s spot in the regular season as far as six-man score, things like that. Josh Green, he can definitely get better, but I'm not sure in what areas he'll have to get better because I'm not sure the opportunities will be there for him to have like a much more expanded role unless we lose Derrick Jones.
I think that's the biggest piece because Josh Green, he has all the tools, he has all the intangibles to be a better version of what Derrick Jones Jr. is. He's
Mm-hmm.
athletic, he's good on defense, he can shoot the ball from the corners. But the thing that separates him from Derrick Jones Jr., and I've been saying it, he has a unique ability to pass he's a connector piece. Like in
I
terms of
agree.
playmaking and basketball IQ on both ends, I think he can be an actual playmaker. I think the only thing with Josh Green is his confidence. And when there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people playing in front of you, I think sometimes it's like, oh, if I make a mistake, I'm going to the bench. So if I think Jason Kidd has to demand him to be better. Like, no, this is your role. This is what you have to do, night in, night out. You have to do this. It ain't nobody. It's nobody ahead of you now. I think Josh Green has to be pushed to the forefront because he can just do things athletically. We seen it in Game 4, just the
Yeah.
way he can impact the game with his energy. He can impact the
Mm-hmm.
game with his playmaking, shooting from the corners. It's just everything you want out of a wing role player. Josh Green can do, and he was
No,
a blue chip talent.
yeah. Yeah.
I think him and Lively is the key, and Jaden Hardy, like you said, he needs to be a legit six-man scorer, and he should have been getting way more minutes and being able to be unleashed so he can. With scorers, you have to be in the game so you can realize how you can score on the NBA level. And I think that was the biggest thing with Jaden Hardy. You get to see him in the playoffs kind of making mistakes, but we should have been seeing him make mistakes in the regular
Thanks.
season and know how
Yeah.
to get his shot off, when to shoot, when to pass, when to go. Ooh. So I think they got to improve internally. It's nothing that they can bring in and nothing like that
Yeah.
if they
I don't
want to
know
get
how
back.
much they'll be able to bring in. I have to look at the numbers and all that stuff. I know probably Hardaway, maybe Cleveland will probably be pieces that'll be moved, but you still have guys you have to pay and replace. So in that regard, I do agree with you that the Mavericks are kind of peaking, but depending on what they do in additions and stuff like that, and how they get better, and of course you always have Luka, you always have Kyrie. I'm not saying they couldn't get back here, but my expectation. I'm not just already penciling it in that they'll make it back here next season. Of course, they'll be They can have a chance to be better, but that does not mean the rest of the West isn't getting better. The rest of the West is tough. And so it's not no cakewalk to the finals in the West, and you're not guaranteed to get back. Everybody thought Denver was guaranteed to get back this after last season, and that didn't happen. So
Just based on what we know now, where would y'all rank the Mavericks in terms of expectations for next year? Just based on the current rosters right now, who y'all expect to be better and who y'all expect to get far in the playoffs. Because right now I got OKC over Dallas, and I have I honestly think it's closer between Dallas and Denver than people think. And I think I give because I think Memphis is so sneaky, bro. Memphis is sneaky, bro. All them dudes was hurt, man. So I think those are my
Yeah.
top 5 teams. I if Dallas don't make the conference finals next year, I won't be surprised. I think this year was
No.
their best chance, but I don't know. I can't expect them to get back.
Yeah, like you said, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they didn't make it to the Western Conference Finals. I would kind of expect it, if as long as Luka's healthy and you have good supporting cast around him, I do expect him to go far in the playoffs. That's just, the level of expectation and the high regard I have for him as a talent. But finals, no, I'm not necessarily guaranteed that at all. So,
Ray, what do you think the Maverick? What do you think? Would you be surprised if the Mavericks don't get back to a conference finals or a finals next year?
As far as the finals, I wouldn't. If they don't get back, I wouldn't be surprised. We really think about teams in the past who got to back finals, whether they won or not, or back to back conference finals. Like actually look at those teams. Like those teams were establishing dominance on their conference. Like that's a hard thing to do. Like if you're not already established dominance on your conference, it's hard to repeat. And even when you do establish it, it's people coming out, they doing nothing but headshots at you because they like, bruh, we gotta knock you off. Like we know you got a head full of steam, but we're trying to knock you off. Like they're letting it be known when they play you, they're getting up out their seat. When you on the game, you playing somebody you can beat, you just kind of laid back, chilling. But you play that one person, nah, I gotta lean up a little bit. I gotta stand up for this one. People doing that when they playing certain teams. So whether they win the championship or not, Minnesota remember what they did to them. And remember what Luka was saying to him. Shea remember because people was like, man, Shea, we had y'all pick to beat them. Some said you could have possibly been MVP. But after Luka beat you, some people was like, well, good thing we didn't choose him as MVP. Because some could have argued that Luka could have been MVP. And then I think the Clippers done, but Denver is another team, like you said. That Denver is always a team that no matter who they go against, they gonna put up a fight. Like they not gonna go down easily. So they always gonna be that team that's always in the mix. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make it back. I know some people have certain expectations. We come from an era where if you supposed to be a superstar and you got a pretty solid team around you, of course we expect you to get there. But in this day and age, that's a lot of teams right now. Like it's not really a superstar that's just above another superstar, really, in my book. I mean, yeah, you got certain tiers, but the best players in the league, they're all eye level right now with each other. Now, I can't say Jokic is above Giannis. I can't say Giannis is above Embiid. I can't say Embiid is above Luke. I can't say that because all of them are just like it's kind of like piano keys. When I press one and it go down, I press another one that go down. It's just I'm going down the whole piano roll. So I mean, it ain't like nobody's just establishing any type of like, yeah, I'm the king. I'm sitting on the throne right now. Like as we can see, it's gonna be a new champ crowned this year. Like when the last time we seen somebody even go back to back? The Warriors, wasn't it? So like
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. This Mavericks team was also, I want to keep in mind, this Mavericks team was built halfway through the regular season. So this is a first run. They ain't even had no full season under their belt, but that don't mean. I still don't feel like that'll mean they'll just take this tremendous leap next year. like
The
some
only
people have them doing.
the only thing I think is gonna keep them from sustaining this going into next year, I think just other teams have more talented supporting cast. I think you could make the argument Luka and Kyrie is as good of a 1-2 punch as you can get, but 3 through 8, 3 through 9, you could argue it's probably the worst when it comes to teams who have a guy and a second guy. Because if you look at Minnesota, you got Ant and Cat, but then you got Jaden McDaniels, then you got Rudy Gobert, then you had Mike Conley, then you had Nas. Like it's so many other guys. And then you look at Denver. Of course they very top 5 heavy, but after Jokic and Murray, you have an Aaron Gordon, you have an MPJ, you have the KCPs, guys that's in their roles that you trust to be great in those roles. When you look at Dallas, those other guys are all low-key hit and miss. We're always hoping on the supporting cast. So I think that's where I struggle with getting Dallas back to this point next year. Even Memphis, I think you got your Ja Morant and Desmond Bain, but then you got your Jaren Jackson Jr.'s. Then you got some other supporting cast guys. Marcus Smart. People forget Marcus Smart over there. I think Memphis gonna be a player too. So it's just after the 2 guys for Dallas, I think the supporting cast, depending on how they get better internally, is gonna determine how I'm gonna feel about Dallas and their chances to get back to a conference finals. That's my biggest thing with them. So
Yep.
yeah,
Nah,
that's just all. Boston Celtics. I did want to touch on this topic because people are saying, Jason Tatum, if this do get dragged out, I think Jason Tatum can get the Finals MVP. And then you still got people like me. I prefer Jaylen Brown. I think he's been more impactful. He's been a better star in this series. I did have this question because I was thinking about it. If Jaylen Brown gets Conference Finals MVP and the Finals MVP, I'm gonna start with you, Ray. Historically, will it really matter? Like, does it really matter, or is it being overblown?
I think it's gonna matter in this case because Brown has outplayed him in every series. Like if this was the only series Brown outplayed him, I mean, even it is the finals, but if this was the only one that he could really just say, "Oh yeah, I outplayed you," it'd be like, okay, but Tatum was the clear cut guy the other 3 rounds. But since it's like, bruh, Tatum has already been struggling this whole playoffs. I mean, you put his struggling numbers on some guys, you like, man, you had a pretty good postseason. But for a guy that Tatum is supposed to be, it's like, no, this ain't number one. No, this is not number one stats. It's like if Tatum was the clear cut number 2 guy, we'd be like, he had a solid run. His shooting was still kind of hit and miss there. And in the finals, it's just been terrible. But since you're supposed to be a number 1, it's like this not acceptable. Now, I also want to say this though, because in the finals, Brown has been better, but let's stop acting like Brown has been out there going crazy.
Yeah,
They just been good. They've been so good as a team. It's like it's hard. Like this, other than Andre Iguodala in recent years, this is gonna be probably the worst Finals MVP. I don't care who they give it to.
Just a simple comparison,
Like
real
he only
quick between
averaging like he averaging like no
1 point
disrespect, and
more.
it's gonna be a random guy to throw out there, but he's averaging like Kenyon Martin numbers in the Lakers series, minus the
Whoa,
rebounds. Like he averaging like
whoa.
22 points, 21 points, maybe 5 rebounds, maybe 6, like maybe 5, 6 assists. Like it ain't like he. Those are not final MVP numbers.
Okay,
Name
I'm
me
gonna give
another
y'all the
final.
stats real quick. Jaylen Brown is at 21, 5 and 5, 2 steals, 1 block, and he's shooting 49 from the field, 24 from 3. Tatum, he's at 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and he's shooting 37 from the field, 29 from 3. So it's really not a big difference, like you said, but it's the 49% from the
I finna
field versus
say
the 37.
That's a
Tatum
major
just
difference.
refuses to stop throwing up them threes, man.
I didn't
me personally.
realize. I didn't realize Brown was shooting that bad from three though.
I didn't either.
Mm.
I think that a lot of it came from
Well,
four,
I do know game three,
but
his 3-point shooting wasn't that great, and in game four he shot bad. So I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I just think the games that they won when they got out to the dominant 3-0 lead, a lot of that was Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday. A lot of it. I think Drew Holiday, just because he's not gonna have the counting stats, but if his counting stats was a little closer to Tatum and Brown, he damn near would have been in the Finals MVP conversation, and that'll be some real Iguodala controversy right there. But I just think if your second option sweep the conference Finals MVP and the Finals MVP, like you said, Ray, he was the best Celtic throughout the whole playoffs. It's just absolutely crazy, and I just think that's. Chris, I'm interested to hear what you go say about this. But I think this is one of the finals where these finals really don't mean nothing. Really, nobody is really gaining nothing from this finals if the Celtics win the way that they're winning currently. Yes, we're gonna be like the Jays got a chip, but it's gonna be like Tatum still kind of where he is. I think Jaylen Brown is the only one. Him and Drew Holiday. I think people might look at Drew Holiday a little different. But I think Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday are probably the only people where this changes anything for. Am I tripping on that?
I'll throw Al Horford in there too because he finally got his ring. But
That's just a guy getting a ring. We just gonna be
Chip.
happy for him.
Yeah, a chip is a chip, man.
He might retire.
Yeah, he
Me
probably
too.
retire after this. Chip is a chip, man. Like you win a chip, that means something. Like, and we're gonna look back at this. We still gonna say Jason Tatum got a chip, Jaylen Brown got a chip. Like that's all we really gonna be saying. Yes, it wasn't the best as far as dominating whatever, but you won. It don't matter necessarily. Your job is to win. As far as elevating yourself and as far as ranking amongst players or all-time performances, stuff like that. No, maybe not. This may not
But
be
that
the chance for Tatum
matters.
to gain.
Basketball is one of the most individual sports. Hey man, we call ourselves Hoopish New Orleans. We say we put basketball in proper perspective. Jason Tatum is shooting 37 from the field, and he's shooting in the 20s from three. He's averaging only 20 points. When the last time have we seen a clear-cut top 5 player average 20 points in the finals on this terrible of efficiency? He's not changing.
LeBron James.
But see, they didn't win. And we damn
But they
near
was
done.
in the finals.
But see, that affected his legacy negatively. I'm saying this not going to, if Jason Tatum win, it's not going to affect his legacy negatively. But it's not going to be as positive as people think from my perspective. My personal perspective,
So
me
you
watching.
don't think going forward people gonna question his validity as being the number one guy?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So it is
Yes.
gonna affect him negatively.
Oh, well, see. Yeah.
Because right
But
now,
then it's like,
Well,
before this finals, people was like, man, Brown can have that Eastern Conference Final MVP because Tatum gonna go crazy in the finals. We know he gonna show who the real number one is. I mean, Passy. He came out game 3 on fire, but that's the only time we actually seen him just show like, hey, I'm the best guy on the court.
he still didn't shoot good from three.
Well, in that first, that's why I said he started off the game on fire. But
I just think Tatum's just one of the most unique stories we ever seen in the NBA. I honestly think he's a good overall player, but I think his front office has been amazing. The rosters he's been having has been amazing, and I think he's been benefiting from that. In terms of player for player, bro, he's just not good enough, man.
he's
In
Magic
terms,
Johnson without the greatness.
bro, don't compare him to no Magic Johnson, bro.
That's
I
but you not. I said he's Magic without the great. Like Magic had all the right tools put in front of him from day one, but Magic also had greatness inside of him. Tatum is showing I'm a very good player, He not showing you. If he was a great player, first of all, Boston would have been dominating. If he was a standalone great player on the teams he's had, they would have been dominating the NBA. It wouldn't have been close.
And that's my problem. Why can't the basketball community accept that? Why can't we accept that? Just because he winning?
Because they make all these excuses for him, or they just say it's. Why would you expect him to win yet? Nobody else would win yet. That's hard for me to say because when you gave Dwayne Wade a team in his early years, he won. So when you're great and you have a team, you win. That's how it's supposed to be.
I mean, Wade has always been a touchy subject on that because when you got a ref who literally comes out and says, "I
But
rigged
he
the
still was
series."
great. He still was great in that playoffs, though.
I know.
They whole playoff run, he
Hey,
still was great
the
though.
first couple games he was shaking in that finals, and all of a
No,
sudden he
no, I'm
started going
just saying the
ballistic.
whole run.
He wasn't putting up that number though. That boy went from averaging about like 28 to 37.
Yeah, that
But
was
he
crazy.
averaged 28, 6 and 6, 2.5 steals, and he averaged a block for the whole run. And he shot 50 from the field, 38 from
I don't
three.
think you understand how them finals boosted his stats a lot more. He averaged
Okay.
37 in the finals.
Let me see. Because real quick, because I think the Dwayne Wade thing is a little interesting to me. The first round, Dwayne Wade was 25, 7 and 5, 2 steals, 1 block.
I'm not taking nothing, bro. I'm not taking nothing away from Wade. I know what he was. I'm just saying that when people use that finals as an example, it's like, I mean, a ref literally went to prison for that.
I know, but I'm still saying he still was the guy throughout the whole playoff run, not just the finals. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not denying that.
Because then in round 2, he was 28, 7 and 6, 2.5 steals. Like, boy was he was getting busy, bro. 49 from the field, 67 from three.
My only other question when it comes to that was how many games was that refing? That's always been on my mind. Like, I know he didn't just ref the finals. Like, what other games did he ref during that playoff run? Not just for Wade, but just in general. I'm like, bruh, I want to look at everybody questionable that was a part of that.
Nah, Ray, I ain't going. Then round 3, Wade was at 27, 6, 5, 2 steals, 2 blocks. That boy was going crazy. The whole run. So he was legit started. The finals a little bit murky. We know that, but yeah, because in the finals he was averaging 30, 35, 8 and 4, 3 steals and block. That's the outlier. That's ridiculous.
You get to the finals, and all of a sudden he just do everything now. So
he was getting to that foul line just like every time he was getting the Michael Jordan treatment.
Okay, so put yourself in the position of Jaylen Brown. If he do get a conference finals MVP, how should he approach his role going into the future? Should he eventually look to leave Boston, or should he just be happy with winning?
Brown?
Yeah. Do it like I say how Bird, McHale, and Parrish all embraced each other. They all end up being Hall of Famers.
But it's like it was never in doubt.
The difference is Bird let it be known, like, I'm going to show up when I have to show up. You ain't got to even question that. The difference is, I think now, I think in this playoff run, the one thing that we've been overlooking is how Tatum and Brown have learned to just embrace one another. Everybody been saying, "Oh, he's the first option, he's the second option." When you actually watch Boston play, they both get the same amount of touches. It's times where Tatum get the rest, and they say, "Okay, Brown, you can go off, go crazy." It's time with Brown getting the rest. Okay, Tatum, it's your time. Like, you go out there and do what you want to do. Whether you want to facilitate or you go out there and look for your own stuff. I think it's just the media now that's still kind of behind. But I feel like they've already established like it ain't no I'm first option, he's second option. We 1A, 1B. It's times where I let him get it going. He's times he letting me get it going. That's how I feel like that's what they established in this
But
playoff run. I think that's why it's been working better because in the past it was like almost like Brown was walking on eggshells, so he didn't overstep his boundaries, or he felt like you know what, I don't. Oh, I'm taking too many shots. I need to let Tatum start doing stuff. He's supposed to be the number one guy. So I feel like this playoff run, they finally figured it out. Like, bruh, let's stop overthinking and just go out there and play.
I think it's so shaky when you got guys that's literally on the even playing field. They about even. But you still get Jason Tatum gets the number one defender. Jaylen Brown just get the you were saying it earlier in the series, right? Tatum get
No, I said,
all the attention on defense. So it's like
have you not noticed though in this series too? Even Brown been playing better, but they still throwing a double edge on Tatum. Let them do that. If they want to be
I
dumb
don't
enough to
know,
do
man.
that, and I'm destroying my matchup 1-on-1, but y'all want to double team him, okay. Like, how is that going to affect me? That's affecting y'all. Y'all the one losing.
So I guess we y'all saying it don't matter going forward to the future, huh, Chris? It don't matter who's looked at as the best player on Boston.
I don't think it necessarily matters. No, I mean, they're both going to benefit from it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if they both are top guys, right, and they're winning multiple championships, no one is going to care. They're both going to be highly regarded.
I guess
Winning multiple championships as a duo beats, winning a couple of championships and having one better as a 1-2 punch. Like,
I just don't think I've ever seen this in my 20 years watching NBA basketball. I've never seen a guy who's looked at as a number two or even a 1B where it's like, man, even going back to that Warrior series a couple years ago, it was a lot of us saying, man, Jaylen Brown better than Tatum. And it's just like, man, I just never seen it before. It probably don't matter. And we probably need to stop thinking of it like that. They just guys, but they need to stop promoting Tatum like he the guy again. That's my thing, then.
You know what media gonna do? Media gonna say stuff that kind of we build people up to destroy them. They build up this, man, Tatum and Brown is a great duo. Just to somewhat they trying to tear them apart now. They just doing their job. It's the name of the game. They've been doing this since before we was born. That's just I don't know. It's a weird way of journalism and being an analyst, but
I don't think it's
do.
weird because, like I said earlier, basketball is an individual sport, and we trying to figure out the pecking order. I just think this is a unique situation because it's like when we go. This is how I approach a season. I say this guy's one, this guy two, this guy all the way down, and I go off how the season plays out to see who in my perspective, who overachieved, who underachieved, who did what they were supposed to do, who didn't. And I just think it's weird with Jason Tatum because we just never seen a guy like this who's had as much success as he's had, who's had the individual struggles that he's had, while also simultaneously having a guy next to him that is kind of amplifying his struggles because at any given time he could play just as good, if not better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a weird situation just because we all watch the games and see, oh, he's the guy, but that dude over there that's next to him. And I just don't think we've ever seen anything like that. That's why I think the media is just so obsessed with it. But yeah, we pretty much covered everything. I did want to get y'all thoughts on this. So Klay Thompson, I know y'all probably done seen it. He unfollowed the Warriors. And then he followed Paolo Banchero. We seen Paul George and Joel Embiid at the whatever the little ESPN thing was. Now I'm gonna ask y'all this: who's most likely to leave, Klay Thompson or Paul George? And who would be better? And what team would be better? Paul George with Philly or Klay Thompson with Orlando?
I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb and say Klay Thompson and Orlando. Klay Thompson, still a very talented scorer. Laugh all y'all wants with the 0-10 and the elimination game jokes and all that stuff. He's still a very capable and talented scorer. He, on the Orlando team, would be a third option as far as scoring wise, potentially fourth, depending on if you want to say Jalen Suggs will take more shots than him. I doubt it. But he'll have two guys to play off of as far as offense, and he won't have to be that, main guy scoring or whatever. With the Warriors, it was Curry, and then they kind of looking around to see who's going to supply the points for them. When that won't be the case for him in Orlando. He'll have a role to play, and he'll help benefit the Magic too with his floor spacing as well, and that's what they need. Paul George and the 76ers is more the same in my opinion. A bunch of guys who have not necessarily, when the playoffs come, it's like in my opinion, adding Paul George is like adding James Harden again, and like how well does that work out for you? So that's just me. I think they go just as far as James Harden and his team went. If Paul George owns 76ers.
Whoa. So you like Klay to Orlando more than Paul George to Philly? Okay.
I like it more. I don't know if the Magic will be higher in the seeding, higher in the playoffs or whatever, but I'll just like that. I think it's more impactful.
Okay. I feel it. Right?
I don't like neither one.
Whoa. Why not?
I mean, I don't know how many times Klay Thompson got to show y'all. Like, y'all, some people like to say a change of scenery is good, but I just think Klay Thompson, we seen his better years pass by, and that's okay. He had a great career, Hall of Fame career. Now, as far as the tiering of the Hall of Fame, that's a whole nother discussion. But I just feel like his best years is done. If anything, with Orlando, he'll be you said the third option. I'm looking at it more as a Ray Allen type of role when he went to Miami. But
no, Ray, he'll be a better than that. No offense to Ray Allen, but Klay Thompson got a little bit more in the tank, man. He was 17 a game last year. Well, really 18 a game last year. He played 77 games. Shot 39 from the field. I mean, from
that's
three.
Terrible.
39 from the
He's 6'7", shooting 39% is terrible.
No, 39 from three. 39 from three. No, 43 from the field.
What he shoot from the field?
43.
That's terrible. He's shooting Trae Young numbers, and he's like 7 inches taller than him.
Well, more of his shots coming from the three.
Yeah,
more his shots coming from the three.
He did not shoot that good from the mid range, and he didn't shoot good from anywhere on the field. Can we stop trying to rewrite it like he shot decent from? No, he didn't, man.
So you don't like neither one. Which one do you like better? If you don't like this nigga, say he don't like neither
Paul
one.
George. You don't know if you're gonna get a healthy Paul George. You don't know if you're gonna get a clutch Paul George or shy away from the ball Paul George. You don't know if you're gonna get step back Paul George or I don't know. Like you don't ever know what you're gonna get. He a wild card. At this point in his career, he's a wild card.
But ain't he worth the risk for Philly?
I don't
they clearly
know.
need something else.
I think
Maxey's the guy over there, bro.
How do we know for a fact he's the answer?
I don't think he necessarily need to be the answer. He just needs to be another guy. We seen it against the Knicks. Embiid and Maxey is going for 65. Literally, nobody else is doing nothing else. We just need somebody else that can do something else. Paul George is a third option. Would be
Embiid wasn't 100% healthy though.
And they still was two players combining for 65. But you see what I'm saying with that? Just adding a guy of that caliber to be a guy next to two legit guys. Like Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre, Buddy Hield. I would rather have Paul George in that situation.
Since Paul George has left Indiana, he's only good for maybe 2 games out of a series.
That may be all you need, right? Because this is my perspective on it.
No, it's not. You're not getting past the second round with a main focal point on your team that's doing that. If we go into 7 games, and I can only get 2 to 3 games out of you, it's good. What if that game 7 come down to the wire and we can't get nothing out of you? And it's not a guarantee that Embiid and Maxey gonna be on. So it's gonna be some game. It's gonna be a game where Paul George, man, we need you to get going in. And we seen it time and time again. Like he's just not like he's never returned back to what we thought he was going to be before the injury.
Okay, so if you just had to pick one, Ray, Paul George to Philly or Klay Thompson to Orlando, if you just had to pick one. I know you don't like neither, but if you had to pick one,
I'd probably go with Paul George.
Okay. Me personally, I like Klay to Orlando, but I don't think that's gonna do enough. I think they need somebody that can do a little bit something with the ball. Like I would like the Zach LaVine over a Klay Thompson in Orlando. Yes, Chris, I don't give a damn. I would have rather Zach LaVine in Orlando because he can do his own thing and he can still provide the shooting that Klay Thompson provide off the ball. But he also got a little.
You take that risk if you want to.
Shit, man, what they got to lose? A little money? Hey, young team, ain't nobody getting paid yet. You might as well try because you already a playoff team. You already out the lottery
with Zach LaVine, and you okay with Klay?
Man, Klay.
So Chris, what would you do? Like, first of all, what do you like more, Paul George in Philly or Klay Thompson in Orlando?
I don't think Klay Thompson needs to be anywhere near Orlando.
Damn, why?
I don't think they need him.
So you like much? So you like my Zach LaVine pitch more?
I mean, I would prefer another ball handler so that it ain't just and somebody that get their own shot. Yeah, Zach LaVine make more sense, but Klay needs to go ahead and just either if they ain't gonna trade him or they'll just go ahead. If this is man, just go ahead and retire as a Warrior.
Bro, y'all acting like Klay is trash.
That's what
I'm saying. He's trash, but it's just I don't
see
him
not gonna
going,
have to do as much.
This is my thing, and I'm not even saying that Golden State is even going to be in this situation with him. But I'm just trying to think of the scenario. Like, yes, they may be playing winning basketball wherever he goes, but if he leaves Golden State, I can't see what winning situation is going to want him. Because if anything else, the one thing that Klay could also lean on was his defense. And he ain't even doing that too much no more.
In Orlando, we just need him to shoot. We need that 39% from three.
Like I said, I mean that 39% from three is cool, but it's just his consistency is slowly falling off. And I just feel like on Orlando, just the way that team is constructed, that nigga gonna be carrying that pistol. He's going to shoot that ball, and if he's off, then I just don't feel like that. What else can he do for you? If he's off, what else can he do?
But this my thing. I think it's the 3-point shooting. The overall field goal percentage, of course, it has dipped the last 3 years. But I think the 3-point, he's never shot under 38% from three in his whole career. His last 3 years from three, he was 39%, 41%, and 39%. Bro, shooting
if that's what you want, bro, then it's exactly what Ray said. That nigga is going to be Ray Allen on the Heat.
But no, let me get to the attempts. He shot 9 threes per game in 21-22. He shot 11 threes per game in 22-23, and he shot 9 threes a game in 23-24. All shooting over 38%, 39%. So it's like
I'm with
in
you.
Orlando.
Disagreement, but if that's the case, bro, all I'm saying is that's Ray Allen in Miami. That's what he
No, it's
got to be.
not.
If you're going to
He's
be,
not about to get that many threes with
Yes.
Orlando. He's getting that with the Warriors because for one, what other shooter on their team do they have other than Steph? And before you say that rookie dude from last year, he's a rookie.
I'm gonna say
Klay
nothing,
Thompson got seniority over them guys. He don't won championships for them guys. Of course, they gonna let him get his shots, whether he missing or not. That's why he went 0 for 10 in the elimination game. They allowed him to keep shooting.
facts.
Right, but y'all comparing him to Ray Allen. Ray Allen in Miami, 11 points a game. He only took 8 shots, and then the second year he was 10 points a game. He only took 7 shots. Y'all think
That's what he's
Klay
gonna be
only?
averaging.
And guess what? I need Klay to do the same thing and just make sure they all threes. Nigga, I don't even want you stepping a foot inside that 3-point line.
The reason why I think the Ray Allen thing is disrespectful because for one, the volume of 3-point shooting is way lower, like half.
I'm just
but
saying,
then Ray Allen was 37, 38. Klay Thompson is only what, 33?
but what I'm saying is this. The
Ray
reason
Allen
why
wasn't-
I'm saying
Ray
it's going to be
Allen
more of a Ray
had
Allen
2 years
role
cut
is
from
just
his career because of leg injuries, though. Either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just feel like the reason why I keep comparing it to Ray Allen is because he's a shooter. And Klay, he's a shooter. That 39% from 3 is beautiful. But that's all I want. You know how you just got some niggas that all they do is shoot threes. That's all they do. That's all I would need him to do. Like, majority of his shots need to be a high percentage 3 is all I'm saying.
But exactly, but that's cool if I'm taking 9 a game and I'm shooting 39% on those threes. I still think Klay Thompson at the least 15 to 16 points a game in Orlando.
He was taking 9 threes a game. How many shots were you taking per game?
Yeah, that's the question.
He was
doing
taking
40% bro.
He was taking 15 shots a game.
He was taking 15 shots a game, averaging 17 points a game. You're not doing that in Orlando, buddy. Your pitch that you're throwing at us is not. We're not buying it. You took 15 shots, 17 points.
Yeah,
okay, who all gonna take more shots than him in Orlando? Who's taking more shots than Klay Thompson in Orlando outside of Paolo and Franz?
It's gonna be them two, but he's not gonna be able to get that many shots. The third option, do you think?
More.
He's getting Jalen Suggs is not gonna be taking more with Klay Thompson next time. He's getting a third most shots in Orlando.
They're gonna be the same prediction they was in last year.
He's taking a third most shots.
But
Klay Thompson go over there shooting inefficient like he did last year. They're not gonna be any better.
He's not.
How does he fit in with them?
43% is not inefficient no more. Okay. You looking at just one part. You looking at one spot on the court. He shot good from the 3. He didn't shoot good nowhere else.
But then, come on, bro. But then we'll praise Trae Young. We'll praise Allen Iverson. But the majority of his shots that he takes, he's extremely efficient.
Get on their phone.
Okay, I guess,
we
bro.
do kill Trae. We kill Trae.
I love AI as a player.
They killed Trae for turnover.
If I said that he was an efficient scorer.
Okay, what you was finna say, Luke Chris, before we had to do something?
I just want to know your lineup, or how you think he slides in. Is he a 6 man or is he a starter? Where do you got him? And
bro, he's taking Gary Harris' spot. Gary Harris was the starter. That's what I'm saying. Y'all is killing me. It was Jalen Suggs, Gary Harris, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter. He's going to say, Gary Harris, sit your ass down. And that was going to be Jalen Suggs, Klay Thompson, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter. And now I got a dude that can take 9 threes a game and hit them at a 39% rate at least. Y'all is going crazy.
So you don't think Anthony Black is gonna get
nigga
better?
Ain't starting, bro. They don't run too much now. They don't run too much now. They damn near probably go find some trade packages.
They ain't got the first round.
That's their first round pick, man. That's their first round pick. They lottery pick.
They had to leave before the appetizers came out.
He do right here.
And Anthony Black a good little corner shooter and all that. So
he gonna have to show some extreme development to crack this rotation, bro. Well, he can get Markelle Fultz minutes off the bench. Markelle Fultz out of there. I think Gary Harris out of there. But he can get some of them minutes. But Chris, do you like Paul George to Philly more than Klay Thompson to Orlando before we move on?
do I like Paul George the Philly more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it makes more sense. I don't know. Like I said, besides the 3-point shooting, it's just I don't know what Clay can give Orlando, bro.
They
Because
don't need nothing. Y'all is missing the whole. They don't need nothing else. They was the worst 3-point shooter team in the league, and we bringing in a guy that shoots 10 a game at 38%. And we're replacing Gary Harris, y'all. That's all we. Come on, man. That's
Man,
what I'm
don't
saying.
be saying Gary Harris' name like that.
Man, that dude is a bum. Did you see him in the
well,
playoffs?
is Clay a free agent right now, or is he on the
Yeah,
trade
he's a
block?
free agent. I
Did
only
you
brought
see
it up
Klay
because
Thompson in the? Did you see Klay Thompson in the playoffs? No, you didn't. You saw him in
that
the
was coming
play-in,
straight off.
and you saw him do his 0 of 10 in the play-in. I picked him, but I can't defend him blindly.
I just think, bro, he's an upgrade over Gary Harris, bro.
And then I guess, well, you say he's a free agent, so I guess it don't matter.
Gary Harris in the playoffs, 6 games started. He shot 29% from the field, 32 from 3, 4 points per game. Had 0.7 assists and 1.2 rebounds as a starter.
Who's that?
Gary Harris. I'm
Oh,
just saying,
cold,
bro.
dog. You tripping.
I'm just saying, bro. But
tripping.
did y'all see Charles Barkley say he returned after 24-25?
Yep.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
He need to start a podcast.
He got one.
He got
Him and
one
Ernie
with
got a podcast.
yeah, he got one with Ernie.
There's so many podcasts. Ain't no other shit.
They need to start. No, they need to start a podcast as a group. Well, I know Shaq and stuff gonna be real big. He always doing something. So, but it'd be cool if he makes some little appearances here. And I know he got his own podcast too. But it'd be cool if they do like some collab type stuff every once in a while. I mean, shoot, that was a TV show just about for us, especially growing up.
Let's be realistic with Charles Barkley. How good was he as an analyst?
Is
it more
we
personality?
Didn't even care about that.
We don't care. We don't care.
We watch for entertainment purposes. Like it wasn't like that's, but that what made it so real. It was like, bruh, listen to people actually be analytical is boring.
Yeah.
And I know that some people say, man, I mean, how you say that? You supposed to be a fan of the sport. Let's be real, man. The reason why, like Stephen A is who Stephen A is because he adds other stuff outside of the aspect of just a regular okay, let's get up here and talk numbers. Let's get up here and just talk about what happened in yesterday's game. He's more than that. The reason why we want to watch them is because they have pizzazz behind them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean,
because I don't think anybody has ever cared. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Say, how many times have we talked about Charles Barkley? Like, bro, didn't you just say this last time? Why do you change your stance?
Charles Charles go off of what he looked and shit, man. I ain't never looked at Charles Barkley for no advice on basketball. I ain't saying the nigga don't know what he's doing, but shit, that country motherfucker can't talk. So.
Will we rank them in terms of NBA personalities? Stephen A's, the Skip Baylesses, the Charles Barkleys. Like,
Skip who?
Where is he? Bro, don't do that. Don't do that, bro.
Don't do what? Skip fell off.
He fell off, but don't act like he wasn't doing his thing for 30 years. Come on now. Come on, dog.
I just said he fell off. I just said he fell off.
That's cool. After Jalen Rose put him in the coffin, man.
A-Roll put that calling water pistol Pete.
Him and Shannon Sharp did what they did. That revamped his career after that. But
hell yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm not putting nobody ahead of inside. What's called the NBA on TNT. I'm not putting nobody ahead of them when it came to just who I would prefer to watch.
Yeah, if you want to say actual basketball analysis, then yeah, y'all can go whoever y'all want to. But I mean, hell, but Kenny, and Ernie really were the ones that bring that side of it. We already know that Chuck just looking at what he see, and Shaq gonna be Shaq. Hell, he just gonna be there.
Okay, let's rank them. We got Charles Barkley. We got Stephen A. We got Skip Bayless. Who else is in there? Let's think of a just NBA personalities.
I guess you could say, what's that nigga name? Michael Wilbon.
Yeah,
He like
hell
one of
no,
the
no,
he.
no.
Rest in
Nah, like he
peace
just
for
one of the top
rest in peace for
NBA dudes.
Stuart Scott. He was
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to say him, but yeah, man, it's
So is that the Mount Rushmore though? Stephen A.
Mount Rushmore.
Of NBA personalities. So is it Stephen A. Charles Barkley, Skip Bayless, and who
It's
else?
about
Oh,
you talking about current
shit.
or
What the fuck?
all time
Just since we've
or
been
what?
watching. Just since we've been watching. We ain't gotta do that all the time. Shit.
Who else would you put up there?
dang, what's that football player that used to do with? I cannot. He
Chris
a Hall of
Carter?
Famer. He way before him. He used to.
Before Chris?
Yeah, he way before Chris Carter. Dang,
Can we put
he
Jeff?
used to he
Can we
used to
put
date Debbie Allen back in the day. No, was it Debbie? No, or was it Felicia Rashad he was married to?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Ahmad
Norris.
Rashad.
Ahmad Rashad.
There you go. He
Ahmad
Rashad,
underrated.
yeah.
He the one, in my opinion, when it came to just entertainment and doing good journalism and being just good, like he the one who started that, in my opinion. And the fact that he overlapped into our generation, that's how long he was doing it for. I feel like he was an underrated guy.
Who did you say?
But
Ahmad Rashad.
Rashad.
Oh,
I don't think he on the Mount Rushmore though. I think Jeff Van Gundy. I put Jeff Van Gundy right there.
Over
I
Mark
think
Jackson.
yeah, I would. Yeah.
Mark
Over
Jackson.
I
Mark
agree
Jackson,
with you on
yeah.
that
Mark
one.
Jackson, the king of slogans, he got to be on there.
Over
It's only
JJ
4
Redick.
slots. Okay, bro, I
Man,
didn't
get out
want
of
to
here,
kick
man.
him out the booth. So we got
Instead of a
Chris is gonna
JJ
stay in
Redick.
character a little bit longer. He started laughing. You should have stayed in character, man.
So we got Stephen A. We got Charles Barkley. We got
Good,
Skip
man.
Bayless, and we disagreeing on the fourth. I vote
Mark
Jeff Van
Jackson got to
Gundy.
be up there, man. Bruh, you remember when we was kids? Mama, there goes that man. Hand
You
down,
right.
man down.
So
Like,
okay,
bruh,
Mark Jackson.
He had too many slogans growing up, man. And the fact that they're still remembered to this day. Like,
Shit,
when I think about
nigga,
Mount Rushmore,
that nigga got slogans. Nigga, all I need is Mike Greenberg. I just need that one. Bang!
But see, he I don't know who y'all vote. Chris, both Chris's. Who y'all vote for that fourth?
I would have to go.
Dang,
I
what's the
would
other
have to say
dude?
with me, just with the names that y'all brought up, I would say between Mark Jackson and Van Gundy, because Van Gundy is hilarious.
No,
I
what's that
love Van
other? What's
Gundy,
that
bro.
other white guy, man? I remember when Kobe did a dunk baseline. He said he just sucked the turbulence out of the. I was like, he used to say the craziest stuff. I cannot think of his name
But see, the
though.
fact that you can't remember his
Probably the
name,
same
man,
nigga that because they be talking about him every time. They was like, because I think Russ had did a dunk. He said he's out of
Well,
his cotton picking mind.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
He did. I remember he did say that.
So who y'all got for y'all four?
Niggas was
Who
like,
your
whoa.
four, Luke Chris?
What would you put Craig Sager as? What would you label him
Man,
as?
he a personality.
Who?
That shit, he just interviewing people. Craig Sager with the crazy suits that died not too long ago.
What is the whole purpose of a Mount Rushmore? You got to be like, what are the criteria to be on there? Because like you said, Jeff Van Gundy. What is he known for?
That's what I was saying.
What
We need
about
that.
him as a personality?
Bro, just because I think he one of the greatest commentators of all time.
But that don't stand out. It's a lot of great commentators.
His personality in his commentary.
Yeah.
Because if you look at commentary versus a JJ Redick commentary, it's a big difference. Because not only is Jeff Van Gundy,
but that's not a fair comparison.
He was also
Jeff Van Gundy, who's been a commentator since we've been kids, versus somebody who just started doing commentating in year one.
But I'm saying,
man, JJ Redick could have been doing commentary for 10 years. Yeah, he's still born.
Facts. Thank you. It's about the personality.
You say who?
I said JJ Redick could have been doing the shit for 10 years. The nigga just born.
Chris, you didn't give
But I'm
yours.
saying
Go
though,
ahead.
Jeff Van Gundy wasn't
Okay,
just
but no.
out the
But
gate
who?
was like, oh my god, this dude is gonna be great at this. We wasn't saying that growing up, like, oh man, Jeff
Man,
Van
we
Gundy. I
was
wonder
kids, man. Why are you bringing that up? How we was it?
You said
We
what?
just know
we
did.
knew how bad what's it called, Reggie Miller was when we was kids.
What the hell?
He's still bad. So I'm
Yeah.
But
saying, man.
I'm saying though, we knew who was good when we was kids. We
Oh
knew who was
shit!
bad.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Chris,
Shit,
who
I
your
don't
pick,
know if
man?
it's.
Can you hear us?
I mean, I don't see why you couldn't go with. I'm kind of leaning towards, is Mark Jackson like up for that last spot, or is he already on?
No,
He up
he's
for that
up for that
last
last
spot.
spot.
I kind of lean towards Mark. I kind of leaning towards him. But it's like a difference between a color commentator, the guy who's just bringing entertainment, and then the dude who's just doing the analysis. So, and I think that's where this finals lacks, where they don't
Mark
have
Jackson is
anybody who's
still
just there
wild
to
though.
make it entertaining.
Yeah. It's just about the
Mark Jackson.
personality.
They have.
You know what? I think Mark
Yeah.
Jackson. I think just because Mark Jackson just said some out of. Y'all remember when he was talking about LeBron James' wife?
And I'll knock it up. He was trying to make
What did he say, bro? I can't remember what he said. But he was like something like, I do that to him respectfully, of course. Like, nigga, what?
The context was about
That nigga,
softball.
bro,
I'm like, bro,
had to jump over that table on your ass, man.
That term for that terminology for. He's trying to make sure he was talking about softball. Like, nah,
That's why he not in it. That's why his ass not on the Lakers.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
I ain't mad at Mark Jackson.
Nigga, she don't want you.
I ain't mad at Mark Jackson. Y'all want to put Mark Jackson as that fourth spot, and then we pretty much ain't got nothing else to talk about.
That shit
I know
crazy.
y'all want to get to the game.
You versus the one she told you not to worry about.
We can.
God damn.
We got it. We can.
So we good with this. NBA personalities, Mount Rushmore. We got Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, Skip Bayless, and Mark Jackson.
I can't hear shit.
Based off what we seen. Based off what we seen. Everybody good with that?
Chris, can you hear DJ talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear him, but I just think it's a little too. I don't know. It's cool.
I can't hear him.
Oh my god, Chris! I don't know what happened.
Y'all ain't been able to hear me?
No, I've been hearing you.
I've been hearing you. I was just thinking, but yeah. I'm cool with it. We may revisit this in the off season.
I can say off the top of the dome.
Yeah,
it's probably somebody I'm forgetting.
Yeah, just off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
But anybody got anything else? Because I'm finna wrap it up. Then gotta hit that graveyard shift. Ooh, I'm tone deaf. That sounded terrible.
That boy still be trying to make them 70 jingles.
So I guess we good. But this been another episode of the podcast.
I didn't even know what you said. My damn headphone wasn't working. What'd you say?
I said, was we good with that Mount Rushmore? That's all.
Oh shit, yeah.
But anybody got anything else real quick before we wrap up?
No, shit. I guess we're kind of.
Yeah, I'm probably forgetting people, but.
He said it was off top of the dome. Yep. But all right, y'all. There's been another episode of Hoop Story Podcast, man. Get us on the flip side. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Damn, what's the score?